What are dingleberries?
A dingleberry is the pearl of the anus. Your butt cheeks take a tiny fragment of toilet paper lint, coat it in organic adhesive, and through the friction of walking or wiping, tumble polish it into a perfectly hardened sphere nugget around a hair follicle. So a dingleberry is a mix of toilet paper, lint, and dried feces. And they roll around on the end of a dangly butt hair. The butt hair rolls around it, ties itself to itself, and it just sticks there. And it's this little dangling thing. Before even this video, I wasn't 100% sure if a dingleberry was defined as just toilet paper or if it was just poop, because mixed together and you get these little dangly berries hanging off like a mistletoe.
Because when you wipe your ass, as you're wiping up, if you have the best toilet paper, that really thick Charmin stuff, is worse with dingleberries. It just grabs on as you pull, and you smear the shit upwards into your hairs. The friction forms and the paper just shreds off on your hairs and shit, and it drags it up, and before you know it, you have like dingleberries after you swipe.
That's just his excuse on why he buys one-ply toilet paper. The same could be said for low-quality toilet paper too, because it just breaks apart. It dissolves at the touch of anything wet.
Why do we get dingleberries?
A lot of friction, which you kind of need. That's necessary for wiping your ass, because we haven't invented anything more advanced than toilet paper and wiping your asshole.
He doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells.
Low quality or whatever kind of toilet paper is going to shed off some of that lint. And then consistency of your poop. If it's all liquid, chances are it's not, like if you've just got diarrhea, you're probably not going to get a dingleberry from that. But when you got a little mushy and a little hard, and then you end up with a dingleberry.
It's like shit paper mache.
All right, we got 3 methods on how to remove the dingleberry when you realize that you got them there. The dry pull, that's where you just pull them and you actually yank the hair out of your butt.
I try to pull the dingleberry off, thinking it's just all toilet paper, but it gets wound up in there. So as you pull, and eventually like the hair comes out, it's like, ah!
Yeah, I think that's the only method, because the only other thing you can do is take a razor or a buzzer and just shave it off if you didn't want to yank it off. And the other thing you could do is just go into the shower and just scrub it until it loosens up and falls off. But just yank it. This way that hair will never get a dingleberry again until it grows back.
You need soap. You gotta soap the crap out of that to loosen it up. The water doesn't cut it. You need that soap to make it slide off the hairs.
People probably end up having dingleberries and don't realize it, and they think they're done wiping and they pull their pants back up.
To know for sure, you gotta feel. You have to, like, when you're done wiping, you gotta take your fingers.
I do.
Like,
it's pretty disgusting. But who gives this kind of advice? When you're done wiping your ass, you go ahead and touch all parts of your butthole and make sure it's clean.
And then you could be turning yourself on down there. They say the human anus has thousands of nerve endings there, because when somebody licks your, it's like, oh.
That's just what he tells his neighbor who's a teenage boy.
How to deal with a partner's dingleberries.
What happens if you go to someone down there and you realize they got little dingleberries?
Yeah.
What do?
You don't want to poke something in there, because if there's a dingleberry and you're poking it up into the anus with your...
Ew. I didn't even think that
Imagine
far.
that inside of your head there's a little dingleberry and you piss it out, or you got to pluck it out.
If you know that there's just like a dingleberry there and you know that there's no poop involved, it's just a piece of toilet paper stuck to something, probably not a big deal, right?
How do you really know?
I guess you don't. But it's a million times worse comparing that to a piece of feces on a hair down there. Well, I could just pluck it and then get rid of it, and then the person will never know.
They would know, because that hurts.
But then shame on her or whoever to not have themselves trimmed properly.
The message of this might be, make sure you don't have any dingleberries ever. And if that includes you, after you wipe your ass, doing another swipe with just your fingertips, so be it. You're going to wash your hands anyway.
Let's go back. If you had them, somebody else saw them on you, would you appreciate it if they said something? Or would you be okay if they tried to avoid the embarrassment of even saying anything to you and just go and tell their friends later?
Yeah, it was gross. I got it caught my mouth and I choked and it was coughing, but he thought it was a pube and I hadn't tell him.
I would appreciate it if somebody told me that, because from that day on, I would be like, I will never have a dingleberry on my ass ever again if it comes down to somebody's going to be around near that thing.
Now, imagine going down on a girl and she's got dingleberries. You come up and you got like dingleberry hairs in your teeth, caught in there with little dingleberries dangling down. Your mouth would be like a magazine for like spitball arsenal, like toof, 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 just.
Hey, is there something in my teeth?
I I came up with the term tinkleberry.
You ever get a girl naked and then her clothes are off and you're there looking at her vagina? And then sometimes there's a little piece of
Toilet paper. There was one time I saw like a shard of a napkin. It's a totally different wiping game, right? They're used to wiping the front and the back, when guys are just jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Although I do wipe my pee head. I'll take a little toilet paper and wipe the pee head like it's a little vagina.
I do the same thing, but I take a wad of it and I kind of like into it because I got to wring it out. It takes a lot for the pee to get out. So I got to milk it like a cow, you know, into the paper. I suppose I could just do this, like over the bowl. There's always a little bit wetting the tip.
That's interesting. Can you tell me how you masturbate now?
I've done it the same way.
Ain and Randy go off track.
How do you get rid of them? Now, this isn't the preventative shaving where you just keep your butt shaved or buzzed, even a buzzed butt. Because I never actually shave with a razor. I just try to buzz really close to
I shave with a razor, but 2 days later you're gonna have like hairs growing.
With the razor, you get really sensitive skin down there, and you're shaving off a thin layer of your skin too. And I don't know,
my
I don't
asshole's
like
like leather, man.
Is that good or bad?
I don't know. Good, I guess. Unless you're the one looking at it, I wouldn't want to be looking
Unless
at
you're
it.
the one licking it.
licking that leather butthole.
Let my leathery ass.